If people are struggling to afford to buy the food that they normally do, then I have some amazing advice that could really help. And what advice is that? They should simply buy cheaper things. What? I can see you're impressed. Martin Lewis, eat your heart out. Do you think this is new information? Well, the way that I see it is that poor people are so busy being poor that they might not have realised that these value brands exist, and they could save them money. Can you give me an example? Well, say you're having a party, gathering, and your champagne budget just isn't stretching as far as it normally does. Well, try substituting it with Prosecco or Cava. They're perfectly drinkable later in the evening. Aren't you worried this might sound a bit Marie Antoinette? Is she on after Lorraine? Now, the Prime Minister yesterday was asked about Elsie, a pensioner who is riding buses all day because she can't afford to heat her home. How would you feel if that were your mother? Well, let's be honest, it obviously wouldn't be my mother, but sure, I don't mind a bit of role play. I'd go to the local authority for help. How's that? Boris Johnson's first response was to say that he'd introduced the Freedom Pass. That's certainly another way of answering. And he also didn't introduce the Freedom Pass, did he? I mean, I didn't actually watch his interview as such. I've lost too many iPhone screens and televisions already. It's not true, is it? Look, I think the Prime Minister knows better than us what or who he might have done as mayor. He does misspeak a lot, doesn't he? Well, if by misspeak you mean he says the first thing that comes into his head in order to stop whoever he's talking to being mean to him without regard to truth or accuracy, then yes, I suppose he does. Are you comfortable defending him? I'm very comfortable defending him for as long as he's Prime Minister. And not a second longer. But let's get back to the original question, because talking about a freezing pensioner is somehow less awful than this. Okay, what would you say to that 77-year-old? Well, I'd say to Elsa, I thought the cold didn't bother you anyway. It's Elsie. Oh, bollocks, I thought that was quite clever. Thank you, Minister. Let it go? Next up, as a leak from the Supreme Court suggests that abortion rights are about to be severely curtailed in the US, we speak to 4 men who want to say clever things about the constitutional implications of the leak, and 1 woman who is incandescent with rage.